everybody, it's Jenny Spinner, Chief Editor, Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery, and I'm here with Ayeshah Abuelhiga of Mason Dixie. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. If you're a longtime fan of the Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery videos, you might remember back when I was still a youngster and green, Asha was kind enough to sit down with me and talk about the company. I don't remember the exact day and time, but in a relatively short time, the company has grown, innovative, and we're here to talk a little bit about what's been going on, life as a bakery industry genius. Did I say genius? Yes, I did. I don't mind. Sometimes I fangirl about products a little bit, and I'm a big fan of these things, and you probably are too. So I'm gonna let her talk. Um, well, first of all, thank you for your time. I know things have been crazy at the company.
They've been amazing. It's been wild but good.
Yeah, busy couple months, years, decades, not quite. For Mason Dixie, can you give us an overview of the growth you all have seen in the past year or so?
Oh
It's
yeah, it's been wild. I think for us, the last few years coming out of COVID was really tough on the natural products industry. There was a big shift in going away from growth at all costs to more managed growth scenarios. And then now, as we kind of get out of those doldrums and back to normal, we started to see a lot of requests for natural product emerging brands again. And so we've leaned in. And as a result, we're really starting to see fruits bear. We are the leading natural frozen breakfast sandwich in natural channel. We're, I think, number two in total US and growing. We're the fastest growing dollar velocity brand in the category. And then, we really kind of emerged into multi-channel. We've grown a lot in club, over 30% year over year. And then we really started to make big headways into the food service channel. We have a big 300 university launch this fall, college and university sector. So really excited about that. And also exploring other avenues within the alt channel industry between vending and airlines and things like that. So it's been a whirlwind.
nice. Where were you when I was in college eating nothing but toaster pastries from week?
Eating them with you.
Yeah, I my parents would go to a warehouse store, buy like just a giant box of them, and that would be what I ate. If only my cafeteria had actually decent food like your sandwiches, I would have been in better shape. Um, I mean, whether it's been garbage or now that I eat cleaner, I've never been a girl to skip breakfast. And we just wrapped our State of the Industry bakery coverage, which you were kind enough to respond to. And it seems like judging by the growth in heat and eat breakfast options like yours, more consumers are eating breakfast and not skipping it than ever
Right.
before. Could you talk a little bit about the evolution in consumer breakfast behaviors and preferences, what they're looking for?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest advents is people actually going back to breakfast, right? I think we were all as kids, cereal kids and get out the door and go to school. And there was this giant pause, right? Like it was only brunches I mean, I'm a millennial and I'm sure it was the same for Gen Xers too, right? You basically only had breakfast as alcohol recovery most times. But there's been this
Yeah.
resurgence to reintegrate the most important meal of the day, right? You want to consume calories in the morning. It's been shown to improve performance, focus, all the things. And then obviously even too, right, the growth of GLP-1 and consciousness around weight loss and healthy lifestyles requiring a lot more protein.
Uh-huh.
And if you were just a cereal kid, you weren't getting any, right? It was all sugar
Right.
and all the stuff probably leading you to needing GLP-1. So looking at the breakfast set, it's still very sugar laden. It's still devoid of a lot of nutritional load or clean ingredients. And so when we launched the breakfast line in 2021, we were kind of at the forefront. So we've had a little bit of a leg up here as this trend continues to grow, as we continue to grow our distribution. And so I think some of the things too that we learned, we started right with just the two biscuit sandwiches.
Yeah.
And then as we learned about consumer behavior shifting, we realized that the one time of day where consumers are very religious about ritual is breakfast. So if you're a croissant girl, you're having a croissant. 3 days a week, right? If you're an English muffin, so that's why we really optimize that sandwich portfolio to really cater to everyone's specific morning routine. And it's something we keep in mind too as we continue to look at breakfast for innovation. There's some exciting stuff that hopefully we could talk about next year, Jenny. Stuff
That'd be great.
coming out that continues to hit on ritual breakfast behavior, especially modern consumers today. But yeah, I think protein's still here to win, and I think variety is the spice of life because people are really specific about what they want in the mornings.
Yeah. Speaking of innovation, like you just did, we've reported on a couple of Mason Dixie launches over the past couple months, and was wondering if you could talk about them. First of all, the breakfast burrito lineup and what makes them special. There's, a couple other people in the market, but what sets you apart?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of burritos over the years, and none of them have really hit the way that, going to a taco cart or a breakfast burrito in Austin really hit, right? Like we realized it's because most manufacturers are using frozen IQF pellets and wrapping it into a tortilla, or they're creating an overworked slurry that's predominantly made with like liquidized food, and it's not good. It looks like processed dog food, right? It's just
Yeah.
not appealing. And so when we really took a look at it, we're like, look, we got to go back to basics just like we always do. We got to go back to kitchen cooking, right? So we
Yeah.
were able to kind of manufacture a skillet cooked um, breakfast burrito. So we take real eggs, crack them, right? Throw cheese in there, throw certified Hatch green chilies in there. We do skillet fried potatoes, and then we do whatever protein, whether it's just egg or if it's um, sausage or chorizo. We actually make our own chorizo because we couldn't find one that was clean and didn't have mystery meat in it.
Hmm.
Um, and then so we bind that all together. We hand roll them in the first clean label tortilla ever in a breakfast burrito that we also formulated. And then the best thing is we put it in a heatable wrapper. I don't know why that wasn't prevalent in the industry, but I don't know about you, but I don't want to watch my burrito unfold in the microwave and then it's this hard, chewy thing. The
Yeah.
insides are everywhere, right? I want one-handed eating. And so all those things together really formulated, honestly, I think it's the best breakfast burrito I've ever had.
Yeah, and I mean, I almost said the S word in a video. That would be bad. Um, one of the things that I appreciate from not just a consumer standpoint, but a technical standpoint is that your stuff is microwavable, but when it comes out of the microwave, it doesn't have well, I mean, I don't have to tell you, because you work really hard to get muffins that don't have that hard little edge or that heat or nuclear hot at the edge and are in the middle or like frozen on the edge or whatever. That it's magic. It's not magic, it's a lot of hard work. Another innovation that I thought was really fun, the chicken biscuits, which you were handing out while dressed. And I'm gonna have Brett throw up a picture because it was hilarious and adorable. An unnamed fast food figure. Name rhymes with Schmernel Schmanders. Um, but you have a lot of fun at Mason Dixie.
We
Um,
do.
but in addition to the fun, you came out with these tasty biscuits. Tell me about those and
Yeah.
the similar process you work to make those stand out from other.
Yes. So our restaurant heritage really constantly pulls our culinary innovation forward, right? And our number one best-selling sandwich writ large after or right before sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits was our chicken biscuit, right?
Yeah.
Even at 7 a.m., it was the number one seller. And so we worked for the last 10 years, believe it or not, on trying to make that happen in a frozen setting. And so
Yeah.
it took a long time just because the poultry industry is always under fire, right? There's
Yeah.
always demand surges for chicken. So we had to really get to a size and scale where we could actually support the MOQs that we really need to be able to produce this chicken. But the thing I love about it is our restaurant marinade, all natural. And in
Mhm.
fact, the thing we had to innovate the most on was the breading because breading systems today are full of preservatives, full of crap, full of things that make it feel X, Y, and Z, crunchier, browner, whatever. And we went back to basics. We're like, let's just use panko. Let's just use garlic powder. Let's just do normal things. And in the end, it came out to be this beautiful product. And so we offer a crispy chicken sandwich. It's actually on the first ever clean label potato bun. Believe it or not, most potato buns don't have any potato in them anymore. So I don't know how they're
Wow.
calling them potato buns. We actually do. It's beautiful, chewy, like fluffy. It's the best microwavable bun ever. And then we also have a Nashville hot chicken on our signature buttermilk biscuit, and they've been rock stars so far. So really excited to see the world take that on too.
Yeah, sometime when I have more time, I will maybe I don't know, like we run into each other at shows. Maybe I'll buy you a drink off the show floor and get you to like tell me a little bit about the secret recipe because I've had other breakfast sandwiches and taste is one thing, but having a biscuit sandwiches, whether it's your chicken or the other breakfast stuff, the biscuit just doesn't fall apart and it tastes good. That just I find that I think I use the word magic. I do find it to be certainly appreciate it. And I think other people have noticed and appreciated your products. Congratulations on winning Good Housekeeping Best Snack Awards for the
Yeah.
peanut butter biscuits. Um, what does that mean for Mason Dixie? And what does it say about your company and your products?
Yeah, it was a big year for us actually. We not only just won Good Housekeeping Best Snack Award, we also won People Magazine's People Choice Food Awards.
Nice.
For best breakfast sandwich. And so it's really great because I think for the last 6 years running, we've submitted items for these lists all the time, and we've
Mhm.
never really been able to punch it forward. It just builds validation that timing is important, that not just when, I'm talking about how long, as a brand, you're in business, standing by your principles and continue to make quality product. Because the more people try it and the more people fall in love with it, the higher the rank, the higher the
Yeah,
love spreads, and it's a culmination of all that, right? So I think that's really great. And on top of that, just knowing that the populace has spoken, right? And that they've
yeah,
said everything out there, you're the best. It's just such a great validation.
it is. And I mean, people are taking notice because your stuff is everywhere. Like a Kardashian, except more tasteful, I guess. No, I've run into your stuff, Costco, Walmart. We were talking before I hit record, and I'm not too terribly far down the road from a tiny little market that's so small that the toilet paper is above the cucumbers kind of place. And they have several of your breakfast sandwich SKUs there. How are you? Well, I mean, I bet a lot of the people listening would like to know what do you think are some of the keys in getting your SKUs into all the places you want to be?
Yeah, I think, obviously as a frozen brand, focusing on distribution first. A
Hmm.
lot of times, brands think the customer is just the retailer, and the reality is the customer is the distributor. They're the ones that pay us, right? So when we think about where we're distributed, we really focus in on filling in the gaps. Like, what are our strongest warehouses? Where are the ones that need help? We focus on finding retailers there. And then on top of that, right, just in-store performance. We are, knock on wood, we're crushing it. We have the number one velocity in the category, and it's continuing to grow, like I said, 30 to 185%, depending on the chain. And that adds value because boots on the street salespeople from the distribution side are going, you need to carry that number one breakfast sandwich, right? You need to carry variety, you need a natural item. They're spreading the gospel for us. And so, really grateful for that. And then I think too, quality and taste. Like if it doesn't taste good and if it doesn't have the quality, there's no reason that a retailer would continue to carry you, right? And so I think for us, it's a testament to having something that good that even the smallest independent store is standing behind the delicate small amount of shelf space they have to put
Yeah.
us there.
Yeah, and I think I must not be alone in buying your stuff because it's been there for a couple of years now and they've added. So congratulations on dominating the breakfast sandwich. Actually, I don't you were the only single serve breakfast sandwich in that market. So well done on
Yay!
taking over Moore's Fresh Market. Um, without giving away top secret stuff, what's next for Mason Dixie? What do you have in the works? More sandwiches, new product varieties. I jokingly suggested when I sent you the questions, mini biscuits are great. Maybe gigantic biscuits.
We have those. They're in market.
Okay, I will have to get because I'm a big fan of
Yeah,
bigs.
We call them the Big Biscuit.
Okay.
They're 3-inch big biscuits. They're at Whole Foods now. We're working to grow distribution on that side too. They just
Nice.
launched at the tail end of last year on an exclusive at Whole Foods, so we're hoping.
A bit of a freeze. Oh, I am.
You good, Jenny?
Yeah,
There
froze.
you are.
You were talking about Whole Foods.
Okay, I can repeat it if you want me to.
Yeah, that'd be
So,
great.
yeah, so the Big Biscuits were on an exclusive at Whole Foods. They launched in December of last year, so hope definitely you could check out the Big Biscuits there. But I think there's really no end to innovation for us. We're always thinking of ideas. There's a ton of new breakfast sandwiches and handhelds and quick serve breakfast options that we want to put out there. But I think the most exciting thing is just innovating on packaging and price pack architecture. So Club has been so influential to us. It's given us
Nice.
great visibility. It's given us great validation as a brand. So our partnership with Costco continues to grow. We have 6 items already slotted at Costco nationwide, so it's very exciting. And then not only that, that innovation I told you about of having, microwavable film for our burritos, that's really turned into a big advent. We've actually tested the same film. It's a paper overwrap. It can go into TurboChef ovens, regular ovens, high heat up to 550 degrees. And as a result, we have a format that's really great for food service. And I think that's
Nice.
what's really unlocked all these incredible opportunities in limited staff environments like college universities, like dining halls, like airports, right? Where you got to get a coffee and a sandwich out in 90 seconds or less, right?
Yeah.
So I think that advent also, like you can't ignore the value of packaging and what it can do for a brand.
Nice. I don't want to take up too much more of your time because you have more biscuit and sandwich wizardry to attend to today, I'm sure. Before I let you go, do you have a favorite product?
Oh, Jenny, we can't ask about my favorite child.
That's what people usually say, and it's like sometimes they come right out with it, and I was like, you're going to make your other biscuit sandwiches feel bad, but
Yeah, no, I think I have multiple, but if I had to say who's stealing my heart currently, I think our pancake sandwich is stealing the show. We've gotten so many accolades from influencers. It was the best breakfast sandwich that was voted on People magazine. There's
nice.
something about it. I think it's fun, innovative, but it's still quirky, but better for you, right? So you're not like having that gross, greasy thing at that shall not be named, QSR restaurant.
Gotcha, I won't.
Um,
Mm.
and then I also think, obviously, 10 years to birth this thing, but the fried chicken sandwich, right? Like our crispy fried chicken sandwich is so good. That
Yeah.
potato roll, I don't know, there's something about it that just really screams to me all the hard work that we put into it. So, right now, those are my two quasi favorites. They're at the
Awesome.
top of the list.
Well, maybe next time we talk in, a year or so, we could talk about what your new favorite is. Because you
Okay,
always come
sounds
out with
good.
new stuff. It makes it fun for me to follow your company, all the new innovations. So, well, thank you a ton for your time. I really
Of
appreciate it.
course, of
And
course.
everybody, thank you for listening. Until next time.